Uncontrolled Chaos here, and in this video I want to go over some stories that I have from playing City of Heroes. This episode is going to be about my electric blaster versus my friend who have fire tank. Now this friend I met at a call center and we got together and got to know each other through talking about City of Heroes. And he always bragged about how powerful his fire tanker was. This was like a year after the game released. City of Villains was announced and getting close to release. He'd always brag about how many mobs he could gather up and take out one time and would take no damage, and there's no way in the world my blaster could do this whatsoever. And I said, "Oh, really? You want to bet on this?" And he goes, "Okay, what do you want to bet?" I said, "It's just a friendly bet. Just see who's better, just for fun." And he goes, "Okay, yeah, sure, I know I'm gonna win, 100% guaranteed." I'm like, "Okay, not a problem." So what ends up happening is we get together in the game and we get into a zone where all the mobs areas are, white, blue, yellow, some oranges, stuff like that. He runs around, grabs this big bunch of mobs, stands there and just beats them all to death, right? And it's like, beat that. I'm like, okay. So I run around really quick, flying around just above them and grab up a bunch of mobs. I land and then I let off my power sync and my other ability that just completely drains all the mobs of their endurance, and they're standing there just doing nothing as I'm sitting there beating them up. And then when those power syncs and those other abilities would pop off, I'd sit there and throw them off again, and so they were never gaining any endurance. I'm just sitting there taking my time beating them up the whole entire time. My friend on the other end, he's sitting there, we're on TeamSpeak, and he's sitting there just screaming and bitching and yelling, "This isn't fair! I don't like this! How the hell are you able to do this? You're supposed to be a blaster, you're supposed to be dead by now! This isn't right! I don't like this! What the hell?" I'm just like, dude, it's because I'm an electric blaster. Electric abilities drain endurance. You drain the endurance of the mobs, they can't attack you. He goes, "Man, I thought I was gonna sit here and beat your tank so that you take no damage. You don't need no freaking tank. You're your own tank because the mobs can't attack you." I'm just like, yep, that's right. So after City of Villains releases and PvP, he's like, "Okay, fine. So I couldn't take you on with the amount of mobs, and you won that one. But I know I could beat your butt in PvP." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think so." And he's like, "Oh, I know I can." And I said, "You're forgetting something." He's like, "What's that?" And I said, "I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to show you." So we get in the game, and he gets his first hits off, and he doesn't do his stun attacks. And I'm just sort of like, "Oh, that's a bad move." I do my power sync, my other ability, drain his endurance. It's like, "What the hell? I can't attack. I'm like, "Dude, look at your endurance." He's like, "It's at 0. What the hell is going on?" I'm like, "Dude, you remember the mobs?" And he goes, "Yeah, you drained them of endurance." I said, "It works for PvP too. I just drained you all of your endurance. The only thing you can do is stand there and take the hits." He goes, "But I got my buffs of enhanced resistance to electricity and enhanced resistance to physical damage and all this." I said, "Yeah, but you're at 0 endurance. All of those abilities have been shut off. You're screwed." So he's standing there just watching my character pummel him to no end on this whole entire thing and just beating him in PvP. Because I want to try again. I'm like, "Okay, fine." We tried like 6 or 7 times, and he finally caught on that he needs to stun lock my character to get it to work. And he finally, after that 6th or 7th time, gets me stun locked and beats me. But when we were doing this, every time he tried to stun lock me, if he couldn't get the stun lock to go off, it would miss or something like that, he was screwed, because I immediately just drained him of all of his endurance. And once again, he just yell, bitch, complain, swear, and stuff like that. And the whole entire time, like I'm doing now, I'm just uncontrollably laughing hysterically. And it's like, that's just not right. What the hell? I said, "Dude, this is what you get. Yeah, you did some research and you thought, okay, fire tanker will be able to take a bunch of damage and be able to just do a good chunk of AoE and whittle down the mobs." My lookout was, well, I want some ranged attacks. I want to be able to really take out all of, the mob's endurance, because, I read what the power does. Drains some endurance. And I got to things like power sink, and it says drains a major amount of endurance. And I saw the other ability that does the same thing in the primaries. And I thought, well, wait, if I put these two together and I fully stack in the modification of draining the endurance, then I can really drain the mob's endurance and not have to worry about taking damage. And that's the direction I went. Plus, I like electrical effects. I like the look of it. And I just think it's really, really cool. So that's the story of me against a firefighter tanker in both PvE and PvP. And my friend's response, it was just great. One thing I do want to let you guys know about is I was talking about my last video of the community masterminds that I was going to start doing No Man's Sky. That is put on hold for a while, and the reason being is I cannot get any good recordings of No Man's Sky. It's either very laggy looking and choppy, or it's very grainy and terrible video, and that's because my PC is about 5 years old, so it can't handle playing the game and recording the video at the same time. So I'm going to try to figure out a way to get that done. I got some ideas, but the No Man's Sky stuff is on hold for now. I hope you guys enjoyed these stories. If you have any stories of your own, put them down in the comments below. I want to hear them. I want to have some interesting stories that I can laugh at, like the ones I just shared with you. You guys have a great day.